All right, hey folks, thanks for coming back. If you're listening a second time or watching a second time, my name's Andrew Bishop. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about some of my pedals, some of my gear, and how they relate to the most recent WAASH record that is coming out very shortly. So if you were around for episode 1, we talked a little bit just about the setup, kind of how we go into the board, a little bit about the switcher, and we went through the dirt channel. Now we're going to be going through my kind of next set of loops. So I think on this one, we're just going to talk a little bit about some delays. And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. So again, I'm kind of running everything through this Boss ES5, the effect switching system. It's fantastic. I really like it. I know you can do like a million different things with it. I do it pretty simple, but for me, it's more just about transitioning from different parts of songs when I am maybe going into a chorus or a lead section where I want to hit 2 or 3 pedals at once. I can do that with the switcher without having to hit 2 or 3 pedals at the same time. Easy. It's just kind of makes my life a little sweeter. But again, we talked about dirt in the first episode. Now we're going to talk a little bit about some delays. So, we're going to go into the delay channel here. So pretty much the main delays I'm using on this board, it's all Strymon, because I, love Strymon. So over here we got the Strymon Volante. This one is a fantastic delay pedal. It's kind of got everything you need. It's got a little bit of a drum style. It's got the tape or the studio. So, the drum, we're looking at kind of like like the Echo Rec or something kind of like that. It's just really nice. The tape's a little more reel-to-reely, or pardon me, the studio is a little more reel-to-reel. The tape is, I think, getting a little bit more like a Space Echo or kind of something like that. Also, in that same loop, I've got the Strymon Dig, which is a digital style delay. This is 2 delays syncopated into one. So, there's some very well-known guitar players, David Gilmour or The Edge, or, Andy Timmons, some of these other guys that are very well known for running 2 delays in series, usually with 2 different times. Kind of the main one is quarters on the first, dotted 8s on the second. So this is just nice and handy. 1 tap sets everything. You can dig in a little bit more with some, ADM style, so a little bit more square wave. You got the 12-bit, or what is it, 2496. I like the ADM because it's just nice and choppy. It also has the option for modulation. I'm often running my own modulation a little bit later, so I like to have a bit more control. So unless I'm doing some studio work, I typically have the modulation off. And then thirdly, I've got the Strymon El Cap. So that is just like a straight up tape delay emulator. This is the version 2, so it's got a couple extra things. Just a fantastic pedal. Now, I like to actually keep that one outside of my switching, the looper here. So these 2 are in a loop on the switcher. This one's outside of everything, and I kind of like that one just so if at the end of a song or the end of something, if I just want to make a little noise, I really can just turn it on, get some feedback going. I don't have to go back into another loop. It's just, I like having one of the delays a little bit after. As we're still kind of talking about the setup, I got a few other little tasties going. One, I've got the Volante here coming off, its tempo's coming off through the ES5 as well. So we're doing MIDI right over to the Volante. So if I want, I can do my tap tempo here. You're going to see that tap light switch over on the Volante. So that's really handy. The only thing that gets a little difficult is as you switch back to any of the loops with a delay in it, it's actually going to go back to whatever delay time you have set. So I just kind of set it at 130 for each of my presets. So at least it's gonna kind of just swing back to something. I may not be going at 130, but it's a delay time enough that they're all the same. So again, when I'm going back between presets, it's not obviously jumping drastically in its tempo. Over on the Dig, I've got it running into one of these Strymon kind of little preset boxes. Same with the El Capistan. I've got like a pretty wild, very dubby preset going. So that's more or less just so I can, set one kind of setting for playing or for a song, and then if I just want to have a moment, I can hit a preset there, good to go. So that's kind of how I have the delays set up, and now I'm just gonna have a moment and show you some stuff. So we're in the delay. I'm gonna show you, probably start with the Volante. So this one is, again, kind of like that echo recce, just slightly almost infinite, the way that I have it. So I have the bias down a little bit. The repeats aren't really coming up over the level of the guitar. They're just finding a nice balance. So I'll just give you a quick little, and then you can kind of hear. And it goes for a bit, but I've got it low enough that it just kind of does its thing, and it just sounds beautiful. So you can hear, it's just kind of doing a thing. So I'll just give you a quick example of kind of how I like to play with it. This is a friend and bandmate of mine. His name is Dwy. And this is I'll just show you a few seconds of one of his tunes because I love playing it, and it sounds really good with this delay setting. And that's just like a little bit of a song from Dwy. So check him out. He's also on light organ as well. But I feel like that song in particular really lets that Volante shine. It kind of blossoms, it comes in and out, it doesn't take over. Again, you can dig into it. On another episode, we're gonna get more into the guts, but I'm just trying to do a quick overview of the board on that one. Moving on, we're gonna go into the dig. So again, this is kind of two syncopated delays. You can really get that rhythmic sound. On my second delay, I like to go to the dotted eights. So we're kind of getting into that David Gilmour or The Edge kind of vibe. So what I'll show you here, I'm gonna turn the mix for the second delay down. First one's on quarters. Nice and simple, nothing too crazy going on. Repeats are over here. What I'll do is I'll start to bring in that second delay, and you're gonna hear the rhythm pick up. It's gonna gallop a little bit. And there you go. You can kind of hear it doing its thing. So the beauty of this pedal, you can have two delays in one, syncopated, one tap, easy, easy. And there you go. So I'll kind of give you a quick example. Again, I'm just going to rip off Gilmour for a moment here and show you kind of how it goes. There you go, just a moment of like maybe we played on the wall or something. But that's kind of how I do the dig. So quite often in my stuff, it's, you know, I can give it a nice little bit of break in between, and those repeats are still going, it's galloping. Yeah, I'm a sucker for it. Lastly, I've got the Strymon L cap. So to be, you know, fully transparent here, I mostly just kind of use this one at the end of my looper here for kind of a swelly, big dubby kind of vibe. And it's more just extremely modulated. You can hear everything's wobbling, it's warping, it's kind of doing its thing. And I like to put it kind of, again, at the end of the chain and just kind of be weird. And you'll notice here, you can hold down the tap, it's gonna repeat, same kind of thing as I did over on the Volante. So really nice feature that both of these do, just hold it down. It's like increasing the intensity knob. Easy, it's beautiful, it sounds cool, and you can get kind of weird. So I'll really just quickly show you how these two really play nicely with each other. So I've got just the Volante on here to start. And there you go. That's cool, I think. Anyway, that's me. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll go from there. Next one, I'm going to talk a little bit about modulation. Thanks for tuning in.